Why are you so exhausted? It is not just the work, but the heavy, invisible burden of constantly trying to explain yourself to others. You fear being misunderstood or judged, worrying that without your constant justification, your true value and character will somehow disappear in their eyes. But the reality is harsh. The more you try to explain, the more you diminish yourself. You are giving away your power to their perception. We spend hours crafting the perfect response, hoping to be seen, hoping to be validated by people who may never truly care to understand. When you receive a cold, one-word answer or total silence, the weight of your unspoken words becomes a chain that binds your inner peace. Think of the thousands of hours wasted on the altar of public opinion. Time is the only currency you can never earn back once spent. You are drowning in the noise of external expectations, fighting a battle that cannot be won with words or even with the most logical arguments. The distorted whispers of the crowd create a suffocating atmosphere, making you feel as though you must scream just to be heard at all. You have become a prisoner of your own need for clarity. You seek refuge in the minds of others, forgetting that your home is within. It is time to drop the burden of proof. It is time to stop asking for permission to be who you already are in this moment. True maturity begins the moment you realize that being misunderstood by the world is not a tragedy, but a sign of your own depth. We live in an age of performance, where every meal, every trip, and every thought is curated for the consumption and approval of others. Why do we feel the need to broadcast our achievements? Why does a victory feel empty if it isn't witnessed by a digital audience of strangers? This hunger for attention is a symptom of a deeper void. We seek external noise to drown out the terrifying silence of our own hearts. When we strip away the filters and the staged smiles, what is left? Often, it is a soul that has forgotten how to simply exist. The truth is, the world is far too busy with its own insecurities and dramas to actually care about the story you are trying to tell. The attention seeker is always loud because they are empty. They use their feathers to hide the fact they have no solid ground to stand on. Contrast this with the eagle on the peak. It does not scream for attention. Its power is inherent in its presence and its silent, focused gaze. Real importance doesn't need to be announced. If you have to tell people you are important, you have already proven that you are not. The most significant moments of your life will happen in private, in the quiet spaces where you don't feel the need to perform for anyone. The digital self is a ghost, an illusion that we feed with our energy, while our real selves starve for genuine, quiet connection and self-respect. Stop looking for your reflection in the eyes of the crowd. They are mirrors that only show their own biases and limited perspectives of you. Your value is not a public commodity to be traded or debated. It is a private treasure that belongs only to you and your Creator. There is a profound dignity in being unknown. There is a hidden strength in having depths that others can never fully map or understand. Let go of the theater. Walk off the stage. The moment you stop caring if they understand is the moment you truly become free. Be the lighthouse, not the ship. The lighthouse doesn't run around the shore looking for boats to save. It simply stands and shines its light. The great emperor Marcus Aurelius spoke of a sanctuary that no one could take away from you. He called it the Inner Citadel of mind. This fortress is built not of stone, but of character. It is the place where your principles live, safe from the storms of public opinion. Within this citadel, you are the sovereign. No judgment, no insult, and no misunderstanding can enter unless you decide to lower the drawbridge yourself. When you crave understanding, you are opening your gates to the enemy. You are allowing the chaos of the world to trample your inner garden. To be inviolable is to have a boundary that cannot be crossed. It is the realization that your self-worth is not up for public vote. The Stoics knew that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. We suffer because we care too much about things we cannot control. Your internal state should be like these particles of light, present, beautiful, and completely indifferent to the vast darkness that surrounds the narrow beam. Security is not found in hiding from the world, but in having a core so strong that the world's noise cannot vibrate within you. The most powerful person in the room is the one who needs nothing from it. They don't need applause, they don't need agreement, and they don't need pity. When you stop seeking to be understood, you gain the clarity to understand yourself. The search for external validation ends in your own internal discovery. This is the art of the inviolable soul. It is a quiet rebellion against a world that demands every part of you be explained and categorized. Keep your secrets. Keep your dreams. Not everyone earns the right to know the inner workings of your heart or the map of your journey. The higher you climb on the path of maturity, the fewer people will be able to breathe the air where you now stand comfortably. There is a strange, magnetic paradox. The less you explain yourself, the more people are drawn to the mystery of your quiet strength. Silence is the ultimate weapon of the wise. It creates a space that others feel compelled to fill with their own projections and insecurities. When you don't offer an explanation, you force others to confront their own assumptions. Your stability becomes a mirror that reflects their internal noise. Your energy is focused and dense. Like a gravitational pull, your internal consistency draws people in without you having to say a single word. Confidence isn't walking into a room thinking you're better than everyone. It's walking in and not having to compare yourself to anyone at all. There is power in being an enigma. When you are fully self-contained, you become a force of nature that cannot be easily defined or dismissed. One word spoken from a place of inner silence carries more weight than 1,000 words spoken from a place of desperate need for approval. You don't need to prove you are happy to be happy. In fact, the most joyful people are often the ones the world knows the least about. Internal stability is the most expensive jewelry you can wear. It cannot be bought, and it is more radiant than any gold or silver. The moment you stop explaining, you stop apologizing for your existence. You finally give yourself the permission to simply be without any conditions. Silence is the language of the soul. When the tongue is still, the heart can finally speak the truth that words were never meant to carry. You are enough, exactly as you are, even if no one else ever understands why you do what you do or how you feel inside. Let go of the need to be right in their eyes. Their eyes are not the judge of your reality. Your own conscience is the only true witness. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of the world's expectations falling off your shoulders like a heavy coat you no longer need to wear. You do not have to explain why you chose this life. You do not have to justify your career, your relationships, or your quiet moments of joy. The invisible chains of "what will they think" are dissolving now. They only had power because you believed that their opinions were your reality. It is okay to be a mystery. It is okay to be the person who changed without giving a public lecture on why the change was necessary. Be like water. It doesn't explain its path to the rocks. It simply flows around them, remaining true to its nature and its destination. The world will try to pull you back into the noise. It will try to make you feel guilty for your silence. Do not fall for the trap. Your growth is for you. Your healing is for you. Like a flower in the deep woods, your beauty is valid even if no human ever sees it. This video is your permission slip to stop performing. You are officially relieved of the duty to make the world comfortable with who you are. Trust your intuition. If a path feels right to you, you don't need a committee to approve it. Your internal compass is enough for the journey. You are a complex spectrum of light. To explain yourself is to try and turn a rainbow into a single, dull shade of gray for their convenience. Embrace the unknown parts of yourself. You are allowed to be a work in progress that doesn't have a finished description for the public to read. Your only true obligation is to be honest with yourself. When you achieve that, the need for others to see your honesty completely evaporates. Realize how small the opinions of others are in the grand scale of time. You are a soul in a vast universe. Don't stay small for them. This is the completion of your sovereignty. Your inner citadel is now lit from within, powered by a peace that the world didn't give and cannot take. Remember, silence is not a weakness. It is a weapon. It is the shield that protects your most precious truths from being trampled by the ignorant. Stop looking back to see if they are following or if they agree. The path to greatness is often walked alone, especially in the beginning stages. When you let go of the need for understanding, you gain the ultimate freedom. The freedom to be exactly who you are without any apology. You are most attractive when you are least concerned with being attractive. You are most powerful when you are least concerned with being seen as powerful. Let this be the bell that wakes you from the dream of public validation. The hunger for being understood is a ghost that will never be satisfied. Lock your doors. Secure your peace. From this day forward, let your value be an immutable fact, not a topic for discussion or debate by others. Welcome back to your own kingdom. Welcome back to the strength that was always yours, hidden under the noise of your own constant explanations. The journey of the sovereign soul begins in the dark, in the quiet, and in the profound, beautiful art of being completely and utterly misunderstood. Your value is absolute. Your peace is untouchable. The journey of your true vanguards begins now, in the sacred power of your own silence.